As promised, here's part 2 of the subscriber special. I already talked about the worst, so let's talk about the best. Number 10, the Yanmar Option from Mega Man X6. I was not expecting a weapon from Mega Man X6 of all games to be on this list. But lo and behold, it's even in the top 10. How nice. The Yanmar Option is the weapon you get from fighting Commander Yanmar. Once you do, they give you these dragonfly turrets that you can summon. And, of course, that's really useful. The more things firing at the enemies, the better. Its charged variation just makes them stronger and fire more unpredictably, which is not too much and in fact is kind of lame. But honestly, I don't think it needed to be much more. The Yanmar option is already really good in a roster of kind of bad weapons. So yeah, the Yanmar option, credit where credit is due, is a really great weapon in this game. I just wish it wasn't in this game, you know. Surprisingly, we're already done with the Mega Man X weapons. As great as the series is, its weapons are not really that noteworthy in my opinion. So, yeah. There are a few exceptions, but maybe another time. Anyway, number 9 is the Rolling Cutter from the original Mega Man. Funny, the original Mega Man featured one of the best and one of the worst weapons of all time. How interesting. The Rolling Cutter is a simple boomerang weapon that would later be reused as the Boomerang Cutter in Mega Man X. Very fitting, in my opinion. What's interesting about the Boomerang Cutter is the fact that it can basically kill unkillable enemies, and it's one of the earliest weapons you get. I was thinking about putting the Electric Spark here instead, but the Rolling Cutter, is just really good because you get it early on. Because let's face it, Cutman was probably the first one we all fought. Number 8, the Bounce Ball from Mega Man 11. Choosing one weapon from Mega Man 11 was hard enough. It's filled with amazing weapons. I was tempted to put the Acid Barrier or even the Pile Driver here, because the Pile Driver may not be a great weapon, but it is great utility because it's like an air dash. Scramble Thunder was also another option because it deals a lot of damage and it moves in a very unique pattern. But ultimately, I decided to go with Bounce Ball for one simple reason. Just look at all those projectiles. This is a goofy weapon, and yet it works perfectly. This is how meme weapons should be done, in my opinion. Number 7, the Noise Crush from Mega Man 7. I just realized the numbers lined up and that I don't know why, that's funny to me. Anyway, the Noise Crush is probably one of the most unique weapons in the Mega Man series, as it is designed to ricochet, which is not really unique until you realize that if it hits you, you will get a bigger sound crush. And It's just a really great weapon from Mega Man 7. A very underrated game, in my opinion. I couldn't find any footage of Noise Crush being used in Mega Man 7, so this is the best I could find. Number 6. The Black Hole Bomb from Mega Man 9. As much as I believe that Mega Man 9 is a kind of overrated game, I will not deny that it has some of the best weapons in the Mega Man franchise. And spoiler alert, Black Hole Bomb's not going to be the only one. Black Hole Bomb is really simple. You throw a bomb, it turns into a black hole. That's literally it. I mean, look at this. It's from Mega Man Maker again, but seriously, but it's actually not that far off from how it works in Mega Man 9. In fact, it's actually really close. There's not much to say about Black Hole Bomb that I haven't already, but do I need to say any more? It's the Black Hole Bomb. You thought that my previous list had some controversial opinions? Wait till you hear this one. Number 5 is the Wave Burner from Mega Man Base. I bet you weren't expecting anything from Mega Man and Base to show up on here, but I'm of the opinion that Mega Man and Base is not a bad game. It just has bad elements. It's basically what Mega Man X6 was trying to be. The Wave Burner is an amazing weapon that fires a flamethrower in a very specific pattern right in front of you. It deals massive damage, and it is and it's pretty cool. Only downside is you can't use it underwater. This is again from Mega Man Maker, and unfortunately it's not very similar to how it is in Mega Man and Base. But but it's still a good weapon in a very good game. The only problem I have with it is who gives it to you. If you know, you know. It's time for the big one. I never thought I would call number 4 the big one, but it is the big one. Number 4 is the Metal Blade from Mega Man 2. Do I need to say anything about this weapon? I mean, if you're not a Mega Man fan, you might still know about this weapon. That's how well known it is. It's so powerful and so iconic that it was brought into Mega Man Smash Brothers moveset. Do you know how few of his weapons actually got that treatment? Yeah. If you're a part of the Smash Brothers moveset, you know you did something right. The Metal Blade is extremely powerful and allows you to fire in all 8 directions. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was the very first weapon that allowed you to do so. It is extremely powerful. But there are 2 reasons why it is not number 1. Reason number 1 is, well, that would just be way too obvious now, wouldn't it? And that wouldn't be any fun. Yes, I know number 1 on the last list was obvious, so there was a second reason. Metal Blade is just too powerful for the game it's in. Nothing can stand up to it. Heck, not even Metal Man himself can stand up to it. He dies in basically one hit to it. Fun fact, that was actually meant as an Easter egg to be put in Nintendo Power. The more you know. Number 3, the Spark Chaser from Mega Man 5 on the Game Boy. Huh. You must be very curious as to what could possibly beat the Metal Blade. Well, what if I told you there was another weapon that was almost just as powerful? The Spark Chaser from this game is busted. It didn't move as fast as the Mega Man Maker one, but it basically works the same way. You fire it, and it locks onto enemies and hits them multiple times. Heck, even the Metal Blade only hits once. I mean, yeah, you can spam it, and you can spam this, but do you really need to spam it when it can already hit something multiple times? It is just hilarious that this weapon was even allowed to exist. It's basically the Gemini laser on an explicit substance. Number 2, the Hornet Chaser from Mega Man 9. I told you this black hole bomb wouldn't be the only one. Hornet Chaser is one of the most funny, unique, and most powerful utility weapons of all time. You see, it fires hornets that lock onto enemies but don't deal a lot of damage. You may be wondering what's so special about that. And the answer is simple, my friends. They can pick up items for you and then give them to you. And they won't count as consuming ammunition until you have expended them or until they have given you your item. It is surprising that this weapon was made so early on. Number 1, the Firestorm from the original Mega Man. The Firestorm is basically the perfect weapon. It's so sad that it never appeared out of the first game. The Firestorm is really simple. It fires a giant fiery projectile, but while it does that, it also creates a shield around you, meaning it can deal damage and protect you at the same time. It covers all the bases: utility, practicality, damage, and protection all in one. This is a great weapon, and I believe it deserves number 1. Thank you so much for watching and for giving me my first subscriber. I really look forward to making more videos in the future. If you have any idea of what I should do next, let me know. What is your favorite Mega Man weapon, by the way? Did do you think there's one that I missed? Please also let me know in the comments below.